one of my favorite parts about this, fall season and Coach Prime is like you can see the change that's happening at Jackson State. Yeah. And I'm gonna. You're a humble guy, not really, but I am gonna say like it's incredible to watch it. Even the little things like it's a big thing, but the field, changing the field. The field you guys practice on in the first year was
garbage.
Like garbage. Yeah, it was truly
garbage.
Terrible.
Was an understatement when you had to take a bus 15 minutes away to go practice at a high school field
with potholes,
and you're at college. That was the potholes weren't even the worst thing. It was a big fall off on the side of the field that if someone ran a fade and ran off the side of the field, you're gonna dislocate your leg or something's going. And they said it actually happened.
That's crazy.
They said then they had like the what is the things that the water go in on the side of the field, the gutters or something. It was horrible.
And so now you have a new synthetic, beautiful.
Oh, beautiful! Thanks to
facility.
Walmart.
Okay, so that was Walmart. So and then what's the next thing you're going to upgrade? Because we
got a new locker room almost done.
I love it. I love seeing it because you can see, a lot of times you'll watch college football and a lot of the coaches will say, well, it's about building men and all this stuff. It's like, okay, that's kind of lip service. You know what I mean? Like they're trying to win national titles.
Yeah.
But you're doing things day to day
that we need.
Where you were watching, like press conferences with one of your players being like, look how many times he says the word man, or look how many times he ums.
He was an I guy.
Right.
I. Like, dude, come on, man. Come on.
And those type of little things.
Yeah.
So locker room, what's next after that?
First of all, we had to rehaul the equipment. Under Armour came in, did uniforms. So we have several uniforms. We have 3 more coming this year. We get on the phone personally, cut deals with Zenith as well as Rydell for the helmets, 2 different helmet companies. The equipment is so many things. NFL did a great job of helping us with some of the equipment and the field equipment because you take those tackling dummies and sleds, you take all that stuff for granted. We got a joining field that now it's adjacent to the turf field. It's a grass field that we could practice 2 groups simultaneously and get special teams done at the same time. The offense and defense is going. There's so many little things like that. Cafeteria, trying to build a whole inclusive cafeteria right now so that we don't have to go across campus and the kids eat right there, self-encompassing with ourselves instead of sharing it with another sport or whatever. All those are huge things.
I saw that you're also playing hardball with some of the scheduling stuff that you have going on.
Yeah.
Because it actually became apparent to you, and there's no way that...
It's a hustle.
Yeah, it's a hustle. Exactly. People don't realize that until,
you pointed out.
Your presence there has, aside from the stuff that has happened on the field, but the attention that you attract just by being you there, I think has educated a lot of people as to how a lot of these things negatively affect the children that are the kids that go to school there.
It's unbelievable, man.
The scheduling thing, you're losing money on some of these trips,
We're
right?
losing money and tremendously. Like this particular classic that you're talking about. First of all, why would 2 colleges need a promoter? You're 2 colleges and you have ADs. Why would you need a promoter? That's number one. Secondly, I think the fee was like over 30 years, $6 million. Like that's peanuts. So by the time you take several buses, 7 buses for real for the band, 4 buses for the players, a couple for the people, the assistants or whatever, hotel accommodations, food, you're out of that. You're that 180, 200 grand. You're out of that. So you didn't make nothing. So you really came up there on a blank trip. And we got to stop that foolishness. The first thing we need to take care of as HBCUs is the business aspect of everything. And that's something that we're changing right now. We're taking care of business.
Do you think that the your school and all the schools you play against, are they starting to come around to because I know that when you showed up, it's like, hey, we're changing things. And maybe people don't love change right away.
Oh, my God. Now you own it.
Yeah.
Now you understand it.
Like they have a way of doing it.
So you're the most loved by this section of the people, but you're the most hated by this section of people because when you start changing things, it affects jobs.
Right.
And security and stability. And the hustle that's been going on for years.
So have people become more like, hey, look, what Coach Prime is doing here is like, this is good. These are good things.
People on the outside and some people on the inside, coaches are calling like, hey, man, thank you for saying that because we dealing with the same thing, but we can't say it.
Right.
So that's a positive.
Yeah. I mean, you're in a unique situation where, you do have the power to call, get a deal where you can get a new field and talk about all these things, knowing that you're good.
The biggest power is having stability that you don't need it.
Right.
Because now you could say what needs to be said, and you're not afraid of losing the job because, all right, I'm good.
Right.
You don't have to worry about
I'm good.
trying to smooth anything over.
Yeah, right.
You're not trying to make any friends.
You just want to work for the kids and do what's right by the kids.
Yes.
Like you guys heard it during the pandemic. You heard all the Fortune 500 businesses say, we're doing this for HBCUs, we're doing that, right? Where did the money go?
Right.
Where did the change? I hadn't seen any change.
Went through like 3 middlemen.
So no, I want to know where did it go? I'm hearing all these endowments to all these HBCUs. Where did it go?
Right.
Somebody raised their hand and say, "Okay, we did get the check, and this is what we did." I haven't heard that yet.
Right. And you are doing things that you can see day to day,
tangibly,
right,
every day.
Right.
So you're a smart guy. You've always got a plan.
And we think, well, first of all, we thank Barstools as well, because now you could actually see the change.
Right.
If not for that, you couldn't see it.
You're always a smart guy. You've always had like whenever I see you operate, I'm like, that's a guy that's thinking like 3 steps ahead. You have an ultimate goal that you want to get to.
Right.
What is that?
Well, I want to see these kids have equality, man. I want to see them have opportunity. Just like something simple as having a pro day. A pro day is something simple to you, but it's not simple to HBCUs. It's not simple to have a pro day, and scouts actually come to see what you got. So I even took it a step farther. I said, you know what? Let's just have, I want Grambling, Southern, those schools are in Louisiana, they even come to our pro day. So the NFL said, no, they can't come to your pro day because they have to stay in state. I say, so they have to go to LSU's pro day. And when they get ready to run their 100s or 40s or whatever they do, the drills, nobody's going to look up at them because they're waiting for the LSU guys. So that's what you're putting our kids through, because that's how it's been for life. So we're having several schools in Mississippi come to our pro day, but I'm fighting for other HBCUs to come to one particular pro day.
So you see yourself sticking around in the HBCU environment for a long time?
I see myself making change immediately where I am today. I don't look to tomorrow, man. I'm gonna miss the day if I look to tomorrow.
Yeah. The pro day stuff and like having scouts come to your camp and to your practices. It's like the beauty of sports when I'm watching you and how you coach, because sports are not the most important thing in life, but you said it yourself, like letting these kids feel what it feels like to win and to have success can build them forever. And it's just like those are the building blocks, because like having a day where it's like, ooh, I did this, I accomplished this. Now you know how to do something else and accomplish
truly
something.
And these guys are smart, they're tough, they're fast, they're disciplined. It may come a day that you guys or Erica may say, you know what, I see the guys you're producing from your program. 2 employees, they could start at $75,000 a piece or whatever. Give me 2 that you'd really trust. I like that.
Right.
I want that. I want these kids to go into the workforce and make a difference, man, because 95% of them are not going pro. That's for every program. 95% of the kids play for you are not going pro.
How many pros do you have on your roster though right now? I know that's a terrible question.
That just came out or on the roster?
That are like you could say, and you don't have to say names, but you're like, these off the top of your head, how many kids you think can play in the NFL?
That play for me right now?
Yes.
15.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's got to be
15.
Was it 0 when you got there?
When I got there, it was none.
Yeah. That's crazy.
None. I mean, we've had the top 2 classes in FCS the last 2 years, recruiting classes, and we bring in all these. Let me tell you something. The portal now, man, it's free agency.
Yeah.
I feel bad for high school kids because we're only taking like 4 to 5 high school kids this year, and they're getting the short end of the stick.
Yeah.
The NCAA is going to have to come in and say, we got to increase the scholarship for high school kids, because why would you take the chance when you already have a plethora of kids that has already been to college, made the adjustment, and you know what's wrong with them or you know what's right with them, and you rather go there instead of risk at a high school kid.
Yeah, 22-year-old versus an 18-year-old is a very big difference.
Very big difference.
Yeah.
And coaches are getting fired in a couple of years, so you're trying to get guys that ready to help you now.
Right.
Instead of, no one's red shirts anymore.
Yeah.